For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Monday, the 16th day of March, 2026, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road, because the life you save may just be your own. And to remind you that there have been some changes over the weekend in I call it the King's Roundabout. I believe it's the CUC Roundabout, Miss Susan. Is that the CUC Roundabout? I call it the King's Roundabout. There are some changes there, so you need to be extremely cautious. As an example, for instance, if you're heading west, going towards the Linford-Pearson Highway, and normally, if you're in the right lane, you have the option of going towards Crew Road, or going, you would end up in the center lane entering the Linford-Pearson Highway. Now this morning, if you're in the right lane, you're going to end up in the right lane, the extreme right lane on Linford-Pearson Highway heading west. So that's another change. So if you're accustomed to being in that center lane, then you want to be in the left lane as opposed to the right lane. And I would imagine when the third lane is opened up from Grand Harbor roundabout to the CUC roundabout, then things will change as well. But you need to be extremely cautious. You should be extremely patient this morning when you're driving in that area, because there is the potential for accidents to occur if you are not being observant and if you're not taking your time. So I just want to lay that out there, for you as well. If I sound a little stuffed this morning, yes, felt something coming on yesterday, and of course try to address it as quickly as possible, but it has been fast moving. I was in a barber's chair yesterday and I sneezed, which was unusual, and started to feel a little stuffy, so bear with me this morning as well. So folks, for those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday or a happy belated birthday, whichever is applicable. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout outs brought to you by and proudly supported by Coca-Cola and the credit union. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic. And the credit union. Credit union looks forward to serving the Cayman community for the next 50 years and beyond. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. I want to give a shout out and condolences to John Henry Ebanks and his family on the passing of Miss Ruby. As well, such a beautiful lady, Miss Ruby. Beautiful, beautiful lady. So John Henry Ebanks and your family, our sincere condolences are extended to you. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery. And again, this morning, we also want to give a big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy and this morning possibly confusing roads of the Cayman Islands. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of being your host. My name is Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. So if you're calling from a Flow number, that toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. We have a WhatsApp number, 925-3261, where you can send us WhatsApp messages or also give us a call. So we look forward to conversing with you this morning. No guests in the studio yet, so phone lines are open. For quite a few shows now, we have never had the opportunity to open up those phone lines and have some conversations with you. This is your opportunity to do so this morning as well. So we're going to look at the birthday shout-outs first of all. And again, For the Record, birthday shout-outs proudly supported by Coca-Cola and the credit union. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. From generation to generation, Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic. And the credit union. Credit union looks forward to serving the Cayman community for the next 50 years and beyond. So first of all, I am going to be partial this morning. And I'm going to first of all wish my granddaughter, Ava Connor, a happy 3rd birthday today. She is 3 years old. When I left home, she was sleeping. But whenever she is in the vehicle and the radio is on and I'm on air, she recognizes my voice, as well. So I'm not sure if she's up yet, but I want to wish her a happy 3rd birthday today, 3 years old. Let's look at the other birthdays. Anthony Scott celebrating a birthday today. Mr. Mark Watler also celebrating his birthday today. Tomorrow the 17th, Miss Georgette Myrie will be celebrating her birthday, as well as Natasha Wilson-Jean will be celebrating her birthday tomorrow as well. I still have some more birthday shout-outs that I have been asked to share as well. Let me just find those here. And folks, please send those birthday shout-outs as early as possible, and we will get them out. Here we go. Person said they would like to send birthday greetings to Venetia McLean, a happy birthday coming from your family in the United Kingdom. And they're saying to you to make sure that you enjoy yourself. So, Venetia McLean, happy birthday coming from your family in the UK. Also, our cycling buddy, Mr. Marcus Grimley, he's celebrating his birthday today as well. Marcus, many of you would know him as well. Trini, actually from, he's a Tobagonian, I think that's the way it's pronounced, from Tobago as well. We normally would have celebrated his birthday yesterday at Over the Edge, but his wife had other plans for him, so we had to postpone that until this coming Sunday. But Marcus, enjoy your special day as well, and those birthday greetings are coming from all of your friends, Sunrise Cycling, and the early breakers as well. Happy birthday to Marcus. Do we have some more birthday greetings? I believe I do. Yes, here we go. We've been asked to send birthday greetings to grandson Drew Miles, whose birthday was yesterday, and that's coming from your grandmother, Charlene. So happy belated birthday to Drew Miles, coming from your grandmother, Charlene. And I believe Mr. Tommy sent me one as well. Yes, here we go. Happy birthday greetings going out to good friends Mark Watler and T. Grant Ebanks, coming from Tommy and all the staff at TCE Paint Shop. Blessings always. That's all that I have for now. If you know someone who's celebrating a birthday or any other momentous occasion, please share that information with us right here on For the Record. And we, of course, will give them a birthday shout out, proudly supported by Coca-Cola and the credit union. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes from generation to generation. Coca-Cola is still a Cayman classic. And the credit union. Credit union looks forward to serving the Cayman community for the next 50 years and beyond. With that, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I will share with you some news. Also try to quell some rumors and some fears. I believe it was carried actually on Radio Cayman's news this morning about this hot item that was circulating yesterday on social media about the price of fuel going up to, or gasoline actually going up to $7 a gallon. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
James Heber Arch, 1868-1943.
Pastor James Arch, the husband of Virginia F. Arch and the father of 11 children, was converted in 1905 during revival services held by Elder Richard Russell in Georgetown. He was a founder of the Church of God Full Gospel Hall and donated the property for the original church building, which he built in Arches Square, which is still standing. He became an elder in 1908 and in 1925 was ordained a pastor, a position he held until his death. In 1942, he secured the waterfront property in Georgetown, where the present church building now stands. Mr. Arch was an outstanding shipwright who passed on his talents to his 6 sons. His shipyard built many of the famous schooners of his day. He was known for his generosity and kindness.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Saturday, April 18th, will be the gathering of the future. The gathering of budding scientists, budding botanists, budding engineers, budding medical specialists, marine biologists, systems architects, and much, much more. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy's Science Fair will be at the Arc Commander Bay, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The gathering of the future. Students from over 15 schools across Cayman. Save the date, April 18th. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair, sponsored by CUC, supported by the Cayman Motor Federation. Sign up today. RotaryScienceFair.ky. The future is sparking.
Yeah, let me tell you, no AC when I was a boy. I still remember just how good an ice cold Coca-Cola was.
The part is, the coolest moms and dads always had Coca-Cola or parties.
The sound when you pop the top, and the fizzle, and that, after that first sip.
Coca-Cola, from generation to generation. That ice cold bubbly. Coca-Cola, still a Cayman classic.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
When you join the credit union, you're not just a customer. You're a member owner with one equal vote. As we celebrate 50 years, our members continue to share the benefits. Enjoy strong dividends on shares, competitive loan rates, and the lowest lending fees on the market. Plus, we're the only lender returning up to 2% of loan interest to our members every year. For 50 years, we've helped Caymanians save, borrow, and build brighter futures. That's the credit union difference. Visit creditunion.ky to learn more.
Move It Cayman, the National Movement Challenge starts on Sunday, 29th of March. It's time to get the nation moving. Whether you're walking, swimming, dancing, or stretching, we want you to join us. The challenge will offer opportunities to participate in free events, team up with friends and families, and we all know we like a little district versus district competition. Your health matters. Let's step into Wellness Cayman. To learn more and to join the challenge today, log on to gov.ky/MoveItCayman.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I am your host, Orrett Connor. We have another birthday greeting here. We've been asked to send birthday greetings to Janu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Janu Jacob. He's celebrating his birthday tomorrow. The birthday greetings, advanced birthday greetings are coming from his mother, Michelle Minzet, and all of the Minzet family. Also, the Solomon family on Mans Road are sending advanced birthday greetings to Janu Jacob as well. Big shout out to Mr. Janu Jacob. Okay, so first of all, the OFREG, now known as URCO, URCO, addresses fuel price increase message circulating. They have stated that this information is not accurate and misleading consumers, and misleading consumers are encouraged to rely on official communications and reputable sources for accurate information and to avoid unnecessary panic buying as well. So again, this information is not accurate and misleading consumers are encouraged to rely on official communications and reputable sources for accurate information and also to avoid unnecessary panic buying. This social media, folks, so many people rely on TikTok and Instagram and all of those other things to get their news. If you have so much time that you can actually post these things and share them with others, take a little bit more time, cross-check, go to another source, another reliable source, and search for it. Go to BBC News, Guardian, somewhere else, or just Google the phrase and see what comes up before you start to circulate these things. You want to really rely on your own intelligence rather than relying on the intelligence of others and placing so much currency on what other people have to say. Why don't you coin your own phrases and put your own ideas out there as opposed to relying on these influencers and others who are making money off you, really, at the end of the day. That's what they're doing, making money off you. And just go to reliable sources and then put it together yourself and put it out there. Okay, so let's look to see what Cabinet decided on Wednesday, the 4th of March, when they held their meeting in the Cabinet conference room at the Government Administration Building, where all ministers and members of Cabinet were present. So all ministers, Cabinet consists of all of the ministers who have been assigned constitutional responsibilities as far as portfolios are concerned. Then, of course, you have the Cabinet Secretary who attends. You have the Clerk of Cabinet who attends. Of course, we have the Governor who chairs or presides over Cabinet. We have the Attorney General, and you also have the Deputy Governor, all attending Cabinet as well. So you have the elected ministers, and then you have the official I want to refrain from saying ex-official members, but you have the non-elected members who are present as well. So at the meeting on the 4th of March, Cabinet confirmed approval granted by circulation, and I'll tell you what circulation is. Cabinet papers usually presented in Cabinet, but if there's something that may be urgent or because no Cabinet meeting was held, then the paper is circulated to all of the Cabinet members for them to peruse the paper and render their decision. So this approval was granted by circulation on the 26th of February 2026 for the tabling of government motions numbers 13 and 14 of 2025-2026. These are my words. Now, of course, you would have heard those, if you listened to Parliament, you would have heard those being brought up in Parliament. So motions number 13 and number 14 of 2025-2026 in Parliament recommending a constitutional amendment in alignment with Section 89, subsection 2D, small II, right? Section 89, 2D, II. So if you want to look that up on your constitution, those constitutional experts and buffs out there may want to look into that, of the Constitution, to guarantee dedicated parliamentary representative for the 5 traditional districts. So that was what that was about. Also to clarify advisory district councils and for the creation of a select committee to modernize the Advisory District Councils Act. Okay, so let's parse this a little bit. Clarify advisory district councils, because basically what the Constitution says is that there should be a law, or must be a law, designed to create advisory district councils. I believe we do have a caller, and we have less than 3 minutes, so we're going to grab that caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning there, Rusty. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you? How was the weekend?
Good weekend. It's always a good day in the Cayman Islands.
Yep.
Yeah, want to say a happy birthday to our good friend there at Funkatang, Mark Watler. Yeah, who always boasting and bragging that he's a lot smaller than our good friend Turtle. And we also like to say a happy birthday to that young man, as Miss P. Paulette from Radio Cameron would call him. I don't know whether he paying her say that or what. That young man from TCP shop, Mr. Tommy Ebanks. It's also his birthday today. So we want to say happy birthday to those two giants here in our community. Serving the community. You know, Mark is over at Funkatang, and then Tom is down at the paint shop, giving those good deals, you know.
And Lord Graham, Funkatang is, getting really up there as one of the premier companies in the Cayman Islands. I don't remember what year it was founded, but probably sometime in the 60s, maybe.
Oh yeah, way back. That basically, I think they were the one who took over selling records and stuff when Patterson stopped selling it out of the back of his car. You know,
okay.
They were in a couple of different locations, until they end up on their own property up there by the CN bar. And also this to stray away from that now, talking about we must not panic or about gas price rising. We've been panicking because of the way gas prices are? Because I don't know what he's talking about, but we know that when prices rise in the States, it rise here.
Mm-hmm.
And when prices go down in the States, it don't go down here, it stays up.
It goes
so
down.
How long it been $5 OC? So what he's talking about? Tell him we are panicking.
But I believe
panicking because of the present price.
I believe the issue was that what was put out there was a specific figure that gasoline prices were going to go up to $7 per gallon, as opposed to just saying we should expect prices to rise. They gave they put out their specific number.
The person that put out that specific number because of past experience, right? This experience that we're experiencing now is worse than any other gas crisis. There's no way for crude oil to pass through that straits up there, right? So they're probably using that to come up with that number, because if they could raise the price back in the day the way they raise it, what do you think will happen now that they're having that major crisis?
Lord Graham, I'm going to invite you to come back, after the news, because I don't believe that we have any guests in the studio. We can talk more about this, but I would just say that unless those persons are expert in terms of figuring out fuel prices, it was extremely irresponsible of them to put it out there like that. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation will continue, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, Delano Hislop Pace, 5K and 10K Walk Run is back on April 12th. Whether you're trying to stay a bit fitter, looking to invest more time in your community, or just looking for a reason to get out in the sun, the Delano Hislop Walk Run is the perfect opportunity to keep your goals in check. Visit the Lions Club Facebook page for registration details. The 2026 Delano Hislop Pace Walk Run, Sunday, April 12th. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, proudly serving the community for over 50 years.
We are Radio Cayman,
covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million.
For today's biggest news,
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Kersley Fuller. Cabinet orders amendments to several bills. At their March 4th meeting, they approved the issuance of formal drafting instructions to the Legislative Drafting Department to prepare amendments to the Airports Authority Act. They also greenlit approved amendments to the Notary's Public Amendment Bill and the Criminal Records Spent Convictions Amendment Bill. The planning minister tells MPs the review of Plan Cayman, the National Development Plan, continues, with the Development Plan Appeals Tribunal currently putting together its report for Cabinet. The Honorable J. Ebanks says the tribunal reviewed the objections and representations submitted in relation to the draft of the 2024 planning statement.
The tribunal held 4 hearings during the latter part of 25 and a further 3 hearings in January, February of 26. These hearings took place across all 3 islands, with participations limited to individuals who made submission during the 24 consultation period and confirmed their willingness to participate.
The tribunal will ultimately submit planning statement documents to the Parliament for approval. Leader of the opposition, the Honorable Joey Hugh.
Will there be another opportunity for public consultation even during the zones, or will this now move into the full review of the plan?
After that is finished, the next review is to actually start to move in the review of the full plan, sir.
Can the Honourable Minister update us as to how many zones, or what is the thinking of the government at this point in carrying out the review of the plan, and will that include the 3 islands or just Grand Cayman as it is?
The next stage is to carry it to Cabinet for Cabinet approval, and then to be able to come to Parliament. So at that time, Cabinet will be able to see everything that was put forward from all of the hearings and from what the tribunal has actually implemented in putting forward for the development plan.
Minister Ebanks says at that time, his ministry will be able to, quote, give a broader statement with regards to the details. Sticking with planning matters, the Central Planning Authority is meeting on Wednesday. Classic 5 Ltd is back before the board, pitching its contested application for 23 townhomes on Selkirk Drive at Prospect. That matter was previously sent to the National Conservation Council, as the application site contains patches of seasonally flooded mangroves. Ural Towers also has a townhome application on the agenda. There's for 9 units on Spots Newland Road. Alder Estates pitched for 32 apartments, 11 townhomes, and other buildings, including a new pickleball court on Willie Farrington Drive in West Bay, will also be discussed. And Grand Harbor is hoping for a thumbs up on its proposed application for a new commercial building at the corner of Crew Road and Edgewater Way. The CPA will consider an application for land clearing on Sunnyfield Road in Northside, land previously subject to an interim directive imposed by the NCC regarding blue iguana critical habitat, a directive that was lifted by Cabinet in November. The subject property is 121 acres, and this application is to clear 3 of those for agricultural purposes. There's also an application for a proposed boardwalk over Iron Shore on Rum Point Drive at Northside, and Cayman Prep and High School is applying for a speed bump and flow restrictor plates on Smith Road. You can find the full agenda online at planning.ky. Now with the check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas. Germany and Britain say they see no expanded role for them in the wider war against Iran. Germany stressed that the conflict had nothing to do with NATO and said its military would not help tackle Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer said he didn't want to be drawn further into the Middle East conflict. The United Arab Emirates says it's been countering further missile and drone attacks from Iran. The authorities say fires that broke out at major oil terminals have been contained. The Israeli military says it's been conducting limited ground operations for several days against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. The army said it was protecting residents of northern Israel. Russia has conducted a rare daytime attack on the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv. Waves of drones targeted the city as residents travelled to work. Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, also came under attack, with 1 person injured. Kenya's foreign minister says his country has agreed with Russia that no more of its citizens will fight for Russia in Ukraine. Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, insisted that Kenyans had voluntarily signed military contracts, but reports suggest many were in fact tricked into joining the armed forces. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Saturday, April 18th, will be the gathering of the future. The gathering of budding scientists, budding botanists, budding engineers, budding medical specialists, marine biologists, systems architects, and much, much more. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair will be at the Arc Commander Bay, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The gathering of the future. Students from over 15 schools across Cayman. Save the date, April 18th. The Rotary Central Dr. Bill Rudy Science Fair, sponsored by CUC, supported by the Cayman Motor Federation. Sign up today. RotaryScienceFair.ky. The future is sparking.
What matters most to you right now? The cost of living, housing, jobs, healthcare, safety? The Cayman Islands government has set 7 national priorities for 2026 to 2028, focused on areas that affect daily life, from preparing Caymanians for opportunity, to improving quality of life and social stability, to strengthening Cayman's long-term resilience. Learn more about the 7 broad outcomes at gov.ky/priorities. 7 priorities, 1 Cayman.
The 8 a.m. weather update, brought to you by CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 81 degrees. Relative humidity is 77%. The barometric pressure is 29.90 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east-northeast at 8 knots. Overnight low temperature was 78 degrees. Synopses indicate isolated showers are possible today across the Cayman area as a prefrontal trough begins to develop across the region, with moisture being drawn in from the southern Caribbean. A significant uptick in shower activity is likely from tomorrow morning, as a frontal boundary begins to clash with this feature and stalls across the northwest Caribbean. Radar imagery show widely scattered showers south of Grand Cayman moving towards the northwest. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s with a heat index near 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be southeasterly at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with cloudy spells and a 40% chance of nighttime showers and possible thunder. Showers will be locally heavy at times and temperatures dipping to the mid-70s tonight. Your winds will be southeasterly at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Today's high tide, we're presently at a high tide, and the next low tide will be this afternoon at 2:20, and a high tide again tonight at 8:14. The sun will set this evening at 6:34 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:32. And the outlook is calling for a continued increase in shower activity through most of the week as the frontal boundary remains stationary across the northwest Caribbean. Numerous showers with scattered thunderstorms and periods of rain are all likely from tomorrow through Thursday, with some of these showers being heavy at times. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. Should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble. Sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on!
We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Britcade. Good like that.
Craving something bold, juicy, and packed with flavor? Introducing KFC's new crispy barbecue sandwich served on a soft, buttery brioche bun. That's 100% KFC premium chicken breast, perfectly crispy, deliciously smoky with crispy onions, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce. Just the right amount of messy in the best way possible. Stacked with layers of bold KFC flavor, this sandwich is your new obsession. But hurry, it's only at KFC for a limited time. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at any of the 3 KFC locations on island. KFC, finger licking good, just cut bolder.
The Ministry of Education and Training invites eligible Caymanians to apply for a local scholarship for the 2026-2027 academic year. To apply for a local scholarship or learn more about the various scholarship offerings, please visit the Scholarship Secretariat's website at www.moescholarships.gov.ky. Applications close on Thursday, 30th of April, 2026. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and Training.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Top of the morning, let's check in with traffic, see what's slowing and what's flowing. Coming from the West Bay four-way stop, flowing at a moderate pace on the West Bay Road as well in front of the Ritz. Downtown Georgetown looking pretty good as traffic is flowing nicely on Edward Street and into Georgetown on Sheridan Road, moderate flow of traffic. And on North Sound Road, steady bit flowing traffic in both directions. Industrial Park area, traffic is moving at a moderate pace. And coming off of the Esley Tibbetts Highway, steady bit flowing traffic. To the east on Shamrock Road, traffic is steady. And as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway, steady but flowing traffic. Slow moving traffic on Crew Road heading to Georgetown. And heading east on Crew Road, traffic is moving at a moderate pace. No issues on Owen Roberts Drive as traffic is light to moderate. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing pretty good in both directions. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12 o'clock. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Craving something new? Dive into Subway's new seafood subs. 3 recipes inspired by the flavors of the coast, including the crunchy seafood bliss, the scrumptious chipotle tuna crunch, and the delicious breaded fish and ranch sub, made with our new breaded fish nuggets. Subway's new seafood subs. 3 recipes made to rock the boat. Only at Subway.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. is brought to you by The Light Room. Tired of being unwell and struggling to find the energy and vitality to live the life you desire? Come get recharged from the inside out at The Light Room. Our non-invasive, holistic energy enhancement system detoxifies and energizes the body, enabling self-healing and balance. Book online at www.thelightroom.ky or call 938-HEAL, 38 Pasadora Place, GT.
RC Fusion is proudly brought to you by TCE Paint Shop, Farmers and Artisans Retail Market, and My Candy Cleaners. RC Fusion, weekdays 10 a.m. to 12 midday, right here on Radio Cayman 89.9.
RC Fusion.
Radio Cayman Energy.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. I'm going to continue this discussion. Several things we want to talk about, but this one in particular, when I mentioned the minutes of the cabinet meeting that was held on Wednesday, the 4th of March, and talking about government motions numbers 13 and 14 of 2025-2026 in relation to Section 89, subsection 2D II. Now, Section 89, subsection 2D II says, subsection 2 says, in preparing, it is talking now about the electoral district boundaries and the commission that oversees that, the Electoral Boundaries Commission. So it speaks to the fact, I lost part of it now. Yes, it says that in preparing its report under this section, the commission, that is the Electoral Boundaries Commission, shall, and II says, Cayman Brac and Little Cayman shall, between these two islands at all times, return at least 2 members to the Parliament. So the government motion's intention was to put similar guarantees there, not only for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, but for all of the electoral districts as well. And I just, before we returned from the commercial break, I contacted the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Kenneth Bryan, and asked him about it. He actually had a motion, private member's motion, to put forward, but he gave way to government for them to present theirs. Do we have Mr. Bryan on the line yet, Ms. Susan? Not yet. We're expecting him to call in so that he can give us some clarity on that. Bear in mind that the Parliament went on until really, really late after 1 o'clock. I believe it was, or minutes to 1 when they ended. So persons who were following that never really had the opportunity, may not have had the opportunity to hear all of it, but we're hoping to hear from MP and Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Kenneth Bryan. Meanwhile, I'm going to read something that one of our listeners sent in on Friday, but I was unable to share it. The person wrote, "Good morning," and this is when we had Minister Miles and the Director of Work, Mr. Jeremy Scott, in the studio with us. The person wrote, "Good morning. Just tuned in and listening to Mr. Miles giving good advice to job seekers. Hearing all the complaints from HR managers regarding resumes, dress, etc. from Caymanians makes me wonder, are there career officers in public schools to guide their students and in job seeking, and also training officers in the public service to assist with older job seekers? If so, what is their responsibility or accountability in this area?" I believe, the writer says, "I believe there are some cases of the above complaints, but I trust it is not the majority. I am confident that there are the same issues with overseas applicants who are successful in obtaining a work permit. Most HR managers are non-Caymanians, status holders, or Caymanians with no backbone, who are all willing to do the easy thing. This is my honest opinion. Thank you, Mr. Miles, for your persistence in having Caymanians employed, and I urge you to stand fast and hard, as I know you have a big battle, but I know you can do it with God's help." So that individual on Friday was expressing their opinion in relation to that. And these are some of the challenges that the various boards, be it the Work Permit Board, the Business Staffing Plan Board, that they're faced with when companies are applying, for work permits as well. As you heard during the discussion with Minister Miles, the days when someone knew you or knew your family and would favorably consider you for a job just based on that information, those are long gone. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that things have flipped. They've turned around. So it is now the non-Caymanian HR managers and the middle and upper management who either have families, friends, or acquaintances overseas who they can easily refer for a job. It is not unusual. I'll give my own experience in relation to this. When I was in New York, attending school, Hunter College, Alexander's department store on 59th Street. Hunter College was on 68th Street, 9 blocks away. I could walk from Hunter College to Alexander's. A beautiful lady, used to be a school teacher, had her own school here in Cayman, and the mother of one of my best friends, Miss Rachel Forbes, used to work at Alexander's department store and told the supervisors and stuff like that. And of course, I had to fill out an application form and everything. And I got a part-time job there, working first as a cashier on the retail floor, and then working as a cashier in their refund department of Alexander's department store. After I finished my classes at Hunter College, I walked down to Alexander's and I worked there. Saturdays, I worked there as well. Whenever they're doing inventories on the weekend, on a Sunday, I worked there as well. How did that come about? It came about by word of mouth. Word of mouth from whom to whom? from a Caymanian residing in New York to another Caymanian residing in New York. So it is not unnatural for the various nationalities to look out for each other, and when jobs become available, they say to their bosses, "Oh, I know someone, who can do this. I know someone who can do that." And that is the way that, to a certain extent, it works. So we really, really have to recognize that fact. Ms. Susan, why don't we do this? Go to the commercial break, and then we're going to be talking with the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, MP, Mr. Kenneth Bryan. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Hey, new drivers. Don't just drive smart. Cineco and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cineco motor insurance. Learn more and register at cineco.ky. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
K-Fest 2026 is in full swing, celebrating poetry, film, dance, concerts, visual arts, and so much more. Follow Cayman Culture Socials to see it all. It all culminates on Saturday, March 21st with Red Sky at Night, happening at the Harkwell Theatre grounds, featuring local art, crafts, live music, dance, storytelling, interactive activities, and more. It's an event for the whole family. Pre-sale tickets are just $10 adults and $5 for children. Visit ticketsplash.ky to secure yours today. Red Sky at Night, the grand finale at K-Fest 2026.
Sponsored by Ministry of Culture, Camana Bay, Coca-Cola, Webster's Tours, What's On, and Radio Cayman.
Hi, my name is Sarah Sue, and my most fond memory was listening to Radio Cayman growing up in Cayman Brac. My late grandmother always played Radio Cayman, and to this day I still listen to the station. Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. Thank you for the memories and for the best music. And thank you for providing music to the Sister Islands from day one.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. And that voice that you heard there, Miss Susan Watson, don't forget she has a birthday coming up this month as well. I won't tell you the date. You figure it out yourselves. Let's go to the phone lines. MP, Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Kenneth Bryan, good morning, sir. Thanks really for making yourself available for us this morning.
You're most welcome. Good morning, Mr. Connor. Good morning, Miss Susan, that wonderful voice behind the call. It's a pleasure to be on the show here today.
Yes, sir. So I was sharing with my listening and viewing audience the minutes of a cabinet meeting that was convened on Wednesday, the 4th of March, and cabinet confirmed granting permission for the circulation of two government motions, number 13 and number 14, in relation to constitutional amendments to Section 89, subsection 2, or to have a section aligned with Section 89, subsection 2D, II of the Constitution to guarantee dedicated parliamentary representation for the 5 traditional districts, and also to clarify advisory district councils, and for the creation of a select committee to modernize the Advisory District Council Act. I'd like you to share with our audience what transpired in Parliament.
Well, first off, I am happy to report that both motions were passed with full support of all members of Parliament. You may recall that I filed 2 of those motions previously, but in the spirit of partnership, I know the Honourable J.E. Banks wanted to deliver them because he was one of the main affected districts, North Side and East End, by the return of at least one member from each constituency and district. I therefore withdrew my motion so he can then submit the exact same motions with a minor amendment, particularly to that of the district council's component. As you know, the standing orders say you can't have a motion of the same substance before the Parliament at the same time.
Okay.
And I know that my most important interest is for it to get passed, and if a government member is willing to bring it forward, it doesn't matter to me who gets the attention, it's just that it gets passed. With that being said, the motion is, as it says, pretty straightforward. You know that the Electoral Boundary Commission report, the last one done, had some concerns and highlighted the point of, from a racial perspective and without clear protections for each district, a consideration was made to consider joining East End and North Side as one constituency. Now, obviously, that's something that I don't think anybody in Cayman, particularly those of North Side and East End, would agree with. So this motion seeks the clarity in that and for government to take action to remedy it, to ensure that each district in its traditional sense will return at least one member to Parliament, and that resolves that issue. So the next Electoral Boundary Commission and commissioners will not consider that as an option, and they will always secure at least one member. So you may see that the motion says for all 5 electoral districts. Now, obviously, I don't think we'll ever get to a point where probably we'll have the chance of any other one of the districts joining hands together, because there's enough people in each one of the rest of the districts: Bontown, East End, Bontown, West Bay, and Georgetown. But for its totality, it's just better, cleaner that way. God forbid something was to happen where it came down to having that little amount of people in one of those districts. And you may also recognize that Cayman Brac and Little Cayman is not included in that as a district, because the Constitution already protects Cayman Brac and Little Cayman to return at least 2 members to Parliament. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. I don't think it's something with any controversy, hence the reason I brought the motion before, but I'm happy to have conceded to my friend and the Minister for Planning, the Honourable J.E. Banks, for him to bring it. It gives that guarantee that if it's brought from a government minister, that it will be successful and delivered.
Yes, that's a good point.
The second motion had to do with the advisory district councils. As I committed to our, what I call my honourable friend, the Honourable Dr. Steve Macfield, he challenged me to do something about the district councils and his disappointment, rightfully so, in all of the members of Parliament since the Constitution came into play not to deliver the single-member constituencies, as well as been a part of our platform in the Progressives, and I'm certain a platform for the rest of the members to finally resolve this matter about district councils. So I filed a motion on that as well. And so, again, same situation, Honorable J.E. Banks agrees. And he said, Ken, let me bring the motion because it will have more strength and commitment to it being resolved. So that motion calls for an advisory district council to resolve the outstanding matters so we can finally have the legality, or let me say that, the agreed policy and legal framework for it to be implemented. I can't say legality because there's currently a law. It's just never been enacted or enforced by the governor or sent it to. Most people would recognize it from that perspective because the Honorable Dr. Steve Macfield was a drafter for that legislation during the Honorable McKeever Bush's period as Premier. So the law is there. It's just never been assented to. Mm-hmm. And this commission or this committee will be responsible for reviewing it, seeing that it's what changes, if any, needs to be done that is agreeable by all members of Parliament, so we can finally have the public involved in their democratic process by having a direct say through advisory district councils. So I'm proud to say that was passed as well, and it's now, for both motions, in the hands of the government to take the necessary steps to move them forward. Some of them may be constitutional, particularly that of the electoral responsibility for at least one member for East and North Side to have minor constitutional changes whereby the opposition leader and the Premier can write to the Foreign Minister to say these are considered minor and undisputed and agreed in Parliament, and they can be changed with less headaches than your normal referendum-needed changes to a constitution. So hopefully that will be resolved soon and be in place before the next Electoral Boundary Commission report. As for the committee for district councils, the chairman, as proposed in the motion, J.E. Banks, so it's for him as chairman to call the very first meeting for us to discuss that, and I'll leave him to announce whenever that first meeting will happen so we can progress the committees so the people can have their say.
Is that committee, is it a committee of the whole House or just selected members of Parliament?
It is selected members. I know that I was on it, the Honourable Juliana O'Connor-Conley, the Honourable Nicholas DeCosta, Honourable Christopher Saunders. I don't want to call any other names I'm not certain of, but I think it has 7 members of Parliament. I think it's 4 on the government side and 3 on the opposition. So I don't want to call any other names if I can't remember off the top of my head who the other members were.
Fair enough.
But I'm certain that the Honourable Minister will announce when the first meeting will happen. He's currently off island. I only know this because he's my friend, and we'll be back soon.
Okay. You mentioned Dr. Steve Macfield earlier in relation to his work on the Advisory District Council's legislation, but I believe that we should also give credit to Dr. Macfield because right here on this show, one of the things that we have discussed and he advocated for was that same amendment that is being put forward now to mirror or to mimic what the carve-outs that have been made for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Those are ideas that he proffered as well in relation to the smaller districts.
I would 100% agree with you. Matter of fact, 1,000%. Believe it or not, both motions were triggered by his intervention, his commitment to Cayman and the evolution of our Constitution. So many times he advises me, whether it's on the radio publicly with a challenge or by a simple phone call. So he was the architect behind the move at this particular point. And sometimes that edging and that pushing and that pressure is necessary for us MPs to get to work. And that's exactly what happened. So all credit should be given to the Honourable Dr. Steve Macfield for his commitment all the time. Even in his senior years, he's never given up on that. And now his work can see some bearing of fruit. And when he get across the finish line and is finished, I'm certain that the minister and myself will highlight the fact of his continued commitment. As a matter of fact, I'm certain there's some other things that he wants addressed. And one of them actually is the protections for that the deputy governor who is selected be treated in the same way as it would take to run for political office. Because as you are fully aware, right now, there's no specific protections that the person selected for the deputy governor's position has to be a Caymanian by birth rather than Caymanian by status grant, which is something that is of concern. I'm very gentle with this one because I don't want to cause any further divide, but I think publicly most people would agree that if there's ever a deputy governor selected, and we're going through that process now, that should be ensured to know that it is a Caymanian based on descent at the very least, not somebody who only recently came to the Cayman Islands, though we love and appreciate that they have come here and made Cayman their home, but certain positions, just like elected office, has to be protected with longevity and commitment to the country.
I think we might get some pushback from the UK in relation to that if we sort of expanded the definition of Caymanian, or in this particular case, saying that it should be a Caymanian by birth as opposed to by grant?
Well, I mean, there's always going to be challenges, but that's our job is to represent our people, not represent the UK.
Put it forward in
so the UK.
Say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the UK is going to say their position. My job is to represent my Caymanian people.
Mm-hmm.
So they can push back and they can give the reason to the people of this country as to why they wouldn't agree with it. If that's the case, I don't think so, because I think it would create a lot of unrest in our community. Mm-hmm. Because you can think about it like this. A person can come to the Cayman Islands, be here 15 years, get status, and become one of the highest positions in the country with one of the biggest pieces of influence, particularly over our civil service, and be a member of Parliament. I do not think that that's something that people will accept, and I'm certain that the UK government would agree with that and give the necessary protections.
Okay. Mr. Bryan, before you go, one of our listeners have asked, can you ask Mr. Bryan to speak on what the proposed role of the advisory district councils would be?
Well, I can't. I don't think it would be appropriate for me to speak to that. I think that the spirit of what it was intended is to advise the elected members in the various districts or constituencies, and I think that that's probably one of the biggest questions here, whether it's from a constituency level or a traditional district level, and exactly what powers will they have. I do not think the Constitution was intended for them to be elected, but more so appointed. And their job is to, look and see what's in the community that needs to be done and file formal reports that will have to be laid on the floor of the House, and the government and the elected members to respond to them formally through the parliamentary process. So it's not just like a letter that you're writing to your MP. It has merit, and depending on the framework of the legislation, how much strength and teeth in law it will have. Obviously, Cayman's small jurisdiction and small amount of population, I don't think it would be exactly like what you have in the UK, where district councils even have their own budgets and have their own council, where they do roads and all that. I don't think it would work here like that. So we have to find something that's rather unique and model for the Cayman context. But I'm certain that the Honourable Chairman will come to the public once those discussions happen. And I assume that the committee will meet in the public domain on the floor of the House so the public can see our discussions rather than in camera.
Sure.
At least that's what I would support.
Okay. Mr. Bryan, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. Any closing comments that you have? Anything else that you want to share with us? I know that there's a video out there as well. I want to talk about that briefly.
Yes. There's two things. One, I'm having a resume workshop this Saturday from 9 till 12 p.m. at the Georgetown Town Hall, now known as the Constitutional Hall, for persons who want to update their resumes and learn tricks and trades of interview process to try to help our people in my constituency get work. So please feel free to come by this Saturday at 9 a.m. at the Town Hall, Constitutional Hall, if you want any assistance in that respect. Lastly, I was advised that my good friend and somebody I respect highly called in about not speaking on the red spot matter because it's before the courts in respect to the compulsory acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I disagree because I do not think my comments and the public's comments should have an influence over a judge in respect to what they're doing. Matter of fact, I think the totally opposite, where I think the judges who are overhearing this very important, possibly precedent-setting case should hear from the public in respect to their concerns of protecting this historical and cultural location. Mm-hmm. And for by way of background, some people may not be aware what I'm talking about. Persons may remember in 2024, there was a motion called for the compulsory acquisition of the red spot location in Georgetown, better known as the Fisherman's Market, from the owner after many years of trying to acquire the property by purchase. And that agreement happened, that motion was approved in late 2024. And when I was the deputy premier in early 2025, we triggered the legal work it took for it to be taken compulsory. And obviously the landowner is now challenging that, hence the reason for it to be in court as we speak. But I think it's important that the public express as much as they possibly can so it can get to the ears of their MPs and to the judicial system that we stand firm in protecting our culture and our heritage, because once the ruling of this has been done, there's no going back, and it will set a precedent on the ability to protect and safeguard our cultural locations in our historical properties for what we identify as Caymanian. Mm-hmm. So I think obviously other people have different views, particularly on the rights to protection of freehold land, and I respect that. But our Constitution also gives us provisions, particularly in Section 15 of the rights to public life and rights to property, that when it's in the best interest of public morale and safety and some other points that are there in the Constitution, that we can use to justify this compulsory acquisition. That is my humble opinion, and I don't agree that our comments or anybody else's comments should be so powerful that it can override or influence a judge. If that is the case, then I'm really worried about our judicial system. Yep. So that's my position there, and I hope everybody voices their concerns as much as possible so that we get this ruling right. Mm-hmm. Mr. Connor, I thank you so much for your time. I'll leave you there, and God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your show.
Thank you very much. We're going to take a commercial break. We do have callers on hold still. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay Mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Ready to launch your career in hospitality?
If you're an ambitious young Caymanian, the DART Hospitality Training Program is your opportunity to shine.
This paid 4-month program gives you hands-on experience at world-class properties like Kimpton Seafire, the Ritz-Carlton, Hotel Indigo, Hampton by Hilton, and Bonnie Moon Beach Club.
Plus, DART has partnered with Lynn University to deliver an intensive 2-week hospitality curriculum from an accredited institution.
Gain real-world experience, learn from the industry leaders, and open doors to full-time careers in hospitality.
Applications close April 6, 2026, with programs starting May 2026.
Apply now at dart.ky/hospitality.
What matters most to you right now? The cost of living, housing, jobs, healthcare, safety? The Cayman Islands government has set 7 national priorities for 2026 to 2028, focused on areas that affect daily life, from preparing Caymanians for opportunity, to improving quality of life and social stability, to strengthening Cayman's long-term resilience. Learn more about the 7 broad outcomes at gov.ky/priorities. 7 priorities, 1 Cayman.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Let's go to our next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. That's a WhatsApp caller, Miss Susan. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. O'Connor.
Hey, morning. How are you?
Okay, and you?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. The concerning people, Caymanians, when it comes to interviews, I think there may be times that people might not have the finances to buy a brand new suit of clothes. They might not have the finances to buy a phone in order to get in contact with them. So maybe that's why some people will leave the phone numbers of family members or someone else to get in contact with them and let them know concerning how the interview went or whatever else they need to get in contact with them about. But if the Caymanian is qualified for the work, I think that's what's most important. And the employer or the HR department, if the Caymanian is not dressed properly in a certain way, they can just let them know. First impression is best impression, and I would suggest to you that if you are selected for the work, I would suggest to you to dress in a nice way when you come to work, and make yourself be presentable while you're at work. But don't let discrimination, because that's what that is, Don't let discrimination stop that Caymanian from getting work if they qualify for it. Because you see in England, they take discrimination serious. They don't joke with that when it comes to discrimination. That employer will find themselves in serious problems in England when it comes to discrimination. So when it comes to discrimination in the Cayman Islands and hiring of a Caymanian, once that Caymanian is qualified, there should be no other reason why that Caymanian should be hired, should not be hired if they're qualified.
Qualified and willing to take the job, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I want to thank that caller. We're going to go to our next caller. I just want to say to that caller, we're going to have a hard stop at 9 o'clock for a headline news, and we're going to ask you to hold on after the 9 o'clock news, during the 9 o'clock news, so that we can continue the conversation. But we will start the conversation now. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C.
Hey, morning. How are things?
All right, this is Arden for those who don't know.
Okay.
O.C., I want to comment on two things, and I hope I can do it before 9.
Well, no, you can stay on after 9 if you want, unless you have to rush.
Yeah, I may have to, but that's beside the point right now, though. We'll wait till we get there. O.C., this thing about the district councils, that law was put in place from 2011-12 in that area. And it was about appointment, and cabinet would be appointing the people. That's the reason it was never done. Alden and I stood on the floor of Parliament and objected to it. Okay? And it has never been enacted. I blame Alden because when he went in 2013, he had 8 years, he should have done it. But that's water under the bridge now. So that's the reason why that was never done. The other one that I want to speak about, O.C., is I just hear Kenneth on the radio, and someone sent me a video that he has out about this red spot. Now, OMPs need to start learning that there are three arms to the governance of this country: Parliament, the judiciary, and cabinet. And there is something called separation of powers.
Yep.
Parliament does what it feels is in the best interests of the public, but that can be challenged. That then goes to the judiciary, as this case with Red Spot, and the judiciary can be challenged by virtue of appeals up to different courts. Cabinet makes decisions, and they can be challenged through that same judicial arm. They must operate independently. And see, when we step over those bounds, let me just read something, and I hope Kenneth is listening, and maybe he wants to call me afterwards. Sub judice. Sub judice is a Latin term meaning under a judge, referring to active legal proceedings, court cases, inquests, that are currently under consideration. The judicious rule dictates that such matters should not be publicly discussed or reported to prevent influencing the outcome of prejudicing a fair trial. The purpose? To prevent interference with the administration of justice. Now, Kenneth is saying that he don't think he can influence the judiciary. Listen to me. When you go there and encourage people to prejudice that case with those judges, that is sub judice. That is the meaning of sub judice. And as a member of one of those arms, the judges, the judiciary cannot go there and publicly influence the Parliament nor Cabinet. What provisions are in the Constitution for the judiciary is to make a declaration that a law is unconstitutional, okay? And make recommendations accordingly. No member of Parliament should be out there in the public trying to encourage the populace. You're causing anarchy. And Kenneth, you need to stop it. All of you need to stop it. You are going to turn this country into a banana republic, and you all need to stop this. Once you have done what you did, then the person that disagrees with you and cabinet, and they take it to court. Stop. You are going to destroy this little country we have. You influencing people then to go up in opposition to the judiciary or whatever the case may be.
Okay, we reached that hard stop. Are you going to stay on with us?
All right, let me stay on a little bit.
Okay, folks, top of the hour headline news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
At their March 4th meeting, Cabinet approved the issuance of formal drafting instructions to the Legal Drafting Department to prepare amendments to the Airports Authority Act and greenlit approved amendments to the Notaries Public Amendment Bill and the Criminal Record Spent Convictions Amendment Bill. In international news, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says the country will not be drawn into a, quote, wider war over Iran, and he's, quote, working with allies on a viable plan to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Starmer also announced a $53 million package to support people exposed to rising heating oil prices. It comes after Trump said it would be, quote, very bad for the future of NATO if allies don't help secure the Strait of Hormuz, a key waterway for global oil. In response, NATO says, quote, allies have already stepped up to provide additional security in the Mediterranean. The Israeli military says it has begun a new, quote, wide-scale wave of strikes in Iran and separately, quote, limited and targeted ground operations against Iran-backed Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. In Iran, satellite images identified by BBC Verify show the location struck by the U.S. on Karg Island, a vital area for the country's oil exports. And the brother of a man accused of attacking a Michigan synagogue on Thursday had been a Hezbollah commander who was killed in an airstrike last week. Police said the man died after driving a car full of explosions into the Temple Israel synagogue. Members of his family, including two brothers, had reportedly been killed in an Israeli strike on Lebanon earlier this month. The IDF said his brother had managed weapons operations for a unit in Hezbollah, a military and political group in Lebanon. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Caller on the other line, or on the other end of the line with me, former Member of Parliament, former Minister, Mr. Arden McLean. Question, Mr. McLean, two questions. Number one, in our standing orders, is there, I haven't had a chance to look yet, but I will look, is there any specific reference to the sub judice rule? That's number one. And number two, when you look at the UK in the House of Commons, it provides that members of Parliament should not refer in debates, questions, and motions to matters awaiting adjudication in a court of law. So that's within the halls of Parliament. Doesn't you're saying that it goes outside of that as well?
It goes outside it. We, as members of Parliament, the Standing Order speaks of it, and in England, the Standing Order speaks of it as well, and it can be contempt of Parliament. But it's the Speaker, you see, as a middle there, nobody can say it inside there, you know. But members needs to learn this thing overseas, because it can result in contempt of court, you know. You are not allowed under any circumstance to, because you are a member of one of those arms. That's the reason why. And you cannot say anything publicly about it. And you got to let others do that. If you want quietly go around and tell people. But if you publicly publish anything, it can be considered contempt of court, because it's influencing it, that those actions on your part can be viewed as influencing the court. I'll never forget Ozzy Alden Alden, a lawyer at the time, whatnot, Alden, and I became concerned about a particular matter. We went to the Chief Justice, and it was about Parliament, and we were rookies, you know. We went to the Chief Justice, never forget it, all dressed up, gone to the Chief Justice, smell at the time, right? And when we explained it to him, the man leaned back in his seat and put his hands up in front of him. He said, "Gentlemen, what you do down there is not my business." That was the end of that conversation, you know. Because he knows he cannot influence Parliament. He can rule on the law that is made by Parliament, but he cannot influence Parliament nor the Cabinet. And mind you, see, there is some gray area on it. Like, you remember I fought throughout the Commonwealth for this separation of Parliament from the Cabinet when it came to decision making for Parliament and stuff. And eventually we got that done. I fought throughout the Commonwealth, Africa, the Caribbean. They nearly kicked me out of Trinidad for it, because Cabinet was in, as always, they tried to hold on to the control of Parliament. Eventually we got that. But you need to understand that there is a separation, and it's like East is from West. Stop it whenever. It goes either way. No, Parliament, if someone out there, even an ordinary person, tries to influence a member in Parliament, that too is a contempt of Parliament, you know, see? If you try to influence, now the public out there, the public is uninitiated, quote unquote. I use that quite restrictive like. The people out there, the ordinary person is uninitiated, so they can say anything. And if it getting close to a line of contempt of court, you don't see the judge. Every now and again, a judge will issue something and say, "Do not say anything about this."
Yeah, gag orders. Yeah.
Right. You remember, see, when I when they claimed that I had used the government credit card and stuff, and my lawyers said to me, you cannot say anything because it may influence the jurors that is sitting on this case, that is going to be sitting on this case.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember I had to keep my mouth closed, and then I publish a full page of all the stuff. But you have to wait until a decision has been made on that. And, this is dangerous steps that we are taking, and I'm hearing it more and more and more by our MPs. They are opening their mouth before they put their brain in gear. You never saw that with us. Ralston, CG, Alden, all of us, we were rookies at the time. You never heard it because that's one of the first things we learned when we went in there. You have the authority here. Do not try to influence any others. And we have anarchy if the parliament can influence the court after making a law and passing motion. If they can then influence the court because somebody is aggrieved by what they did, and they take it to the court, who is the arbiters of justice in this country and the workings of the administration. If parliament members can then influence that, then we have nothing. We have nothing in this world. Kenneth is wrong for putting that social media thing out. And if he call me, I'm telling him that. But I'm publicly saying it. He is wrong. And he needs to stop it. You cannot influence it like that. Mind you, Cabinet is enabled by Parliament. Cabinet is only there because Parliament put them there, But you have now given up your right to make the administrative decisions. Now you can challenge it. And anyone out there can challenge it. The decisions made by Cabinet. But you cannot see the Cabinet records. And when I went into Cabinet in 2005, when I got to that office that day, after being sworn in at the Parliament, and then sworn in as a minister, the desk was clean as if it was put in there that day, and it was one piece of paper in that office. Why? I cannot have access to the information used to make a decision. If different information come to me, I can change. I can reverse that decision, but it must be based on new information. That's how this thing works. And must be maintained, We cannot be influencing another arm of government. And somebody needs to tell somebody that our country will go will spiral out of control. You influence the public out there, you get riots, you get this, you get that. You don't do that. You go in Parliament, do what you have to do, what you think is in the best interest of the people. And if it's a challenge, leave it alone until, if you think you're right, a challenge, then we will win it. You get representation. That's what the Attorney General is for. That's another piece of separation. That's what the Attorney General is for. That's his job. You can't influence him either. He can make it based on law, common law, whichever, and he is going to fight it on that basis. The same way you go get a lawyer, the Attorney General is a lawyer for that Parliament, The Attorney General not lawyer for the judiciary. He is going to defend you against the judiciary. In this 8th decade of mine that is soon to be here, I am seriously concerned. Mind you, I'm no lawyer, but 20 years of it
Okay. Yep.
has taught me.
We're going to go to another commercial break, sorry, Deputy Leader of the Opposition, we have him on the other line, and you said you would be willing to, converse with him. So we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to have a three-way call here with you, with the Deputy Leader as well, if you're agreeing to that.
Absolutely.
Okay, folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Hey, new drivers, don't just drive, drive smart. Cynical and Inspire Cayman's Safe Driver program will show you how. Get real-life simulator training and classroom sessions to help you gain experience, stay alert, and avoid accidents. Learn to recognize risk, manage fatigue, and make smart choices behind the wheel. Certified participants may even pay less for Cynical motor insurance. Learn more and register at cynical.ky. Cynical, keeping Cayman covered.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Celebrating 50 years of broadcasting in the Cayman Islands.
50 years of music.
This is Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
50 years of life. We are the rhythm of the city.
Radio Cayman.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, we're going to be entering on a three-way call here with the host, yours truly, Mr. Arden McLean, and the Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Kenneth Bryan. Gentlemen, I'm going to just ask you to please observe the rules of decorum, the way that you would observe them in our Parliament as well during this discussion. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You opened that up. Good morning, Mr. Arden. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very good, Kenneth, and I trust that you heard that I am seriously disagreeing with you with a social media video that I received from someone. Someone forwarded it to me earlier this morning, and I was taken aback by the content of it, with you telling people to go on social media to protect our culture, blah, 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 and to go to their MPs and whatnot. I view that as influencing the outcome of a case that is now before the judiciary, before a judge. And you should know that as one member of one side of that governance for this country, we're not running the fish shop. We are running the country, and people's lives depend on it, and people can be influenced by what we say. Every utterance out of us as members of Parliament is an influence on somebody. So that's where I am. I am very concerned about that, Kenneth. And you can tell me why you would do that, and whilst understanding sub judice as well. And sub judice for us as members does not only stop at the door of Parliament when we adjourn. it extends out into the public as well. It is also a fact that the press needs to be very careful, and if they need to be careful, the members of Parliament more so, and on the risk of subjudice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mr. Bryan.
All right. Thank you, Mr. McLean. I appreciate your comments and viewpoints. And I understand the foundation upon where they came from. We definitely want a judicial system that is seen to be fair and unbiased in any capacity. I do respect the separation of power, but I also respect my position to be the voice of my people and my constituency, particularly that of Georgetown Central. There's some key factors that needs to be considered here. One, most of the statements I've made have already been made on the floor of Parliament. So they're no different than they were before. The second point is that I'm a member of the opposition, so I have no executive power over the Attorney General's actions in respect to the case before the court. The third point is, in modern-day judicial proceedings, judges are given judicial training. Judges are trained to disregard inadmissible evidence and extrajudicial comments. Their decisional independence is a core part of their job requirement. The information age in the era of social media, many argue it's impossible to silence public opinion, making it strict sub judice rules outdated and unenforceable. I come from an era, Mr. McLean, in all due respect, of quite like what Dr. Steve Macfield talks about. The Constitution needs to be amended because it's like a tree. It needs to be grown, pruned, and so forth. In today's day, I can understand if it was a jury trial, I would totally agree with you. But today, considering the fact of the precedents going to be set by this case, I have a duty on behalf of my people to voice my position on their behalf because many people have concerns about it. And I'm not going to look at my constituents in Georgetown Central and say, I'm sorry, I can't say anything. They didn't elect me to do that, and I'm going to say my piece. Now, I'm certain that we have a very strong and competent judicial court system where they can take the evidence and the information for what it is. The other key factor that is important to this is the public's opinion, because that's the whole basis of the case in respect of what is in the best interest of the people. If the people don't have the opportunity to voice it, how will the judiciary know outside of the voice of their representatives where they elect? So I'm doing my duty now. I am obviously always open to correction, and I'm happy if the judiciary, and I try my best not to call on their sources, but if there is a ruling on that, normally if there's a viewpoint by a judge to say we don't want public commentary, they will do so at the opening of a hearing by putting a gag order on any commentary in the media, and there was none done, as other media houses are reporting on it. So, and I have a personal right as a Caymanian voter as well. So there is that last small, insignificant component to consider. So maybe the times are changing, but I don't see how the public's viewpoint should not be considered in this respect. And I have a constitutional duty to be my people's voice. So I don't know how that will conflict with the constitutional obligations that I have to be their voice, but not allowed to speak it. So I hear you, Mr. McLean. I do respect you. You know how much I love and respect you and look up to you. But I think the era and times are mending and growing and changing, particularly in the modern media availability age. And I'm certain that the judges involved in this case can easily take the evidence as presented for the facts that they are without any kind of influence.
Mr. McLean?
Okay. I Canada hear you, and I have a lot of time for all of you. And I went to Parliament and with the post election seminar, and I did what I had to do to try to guide people and that kind of stuff. And I'm no lawyer. Everybody knows that. But 20 years of studying this thing, at least I did it the way I thought it was supposed to be done. Now, you said about you cannot silence the public opinion. That is precisely where we're at, Kenneth. Listen to me. The public is different from you. You have given up that right to have a public opinion other than down in that parliament. You have put yourself up to be a member of parliament and to represent those people out there. Georgetown in general, Georgetown in particular, and the Cayman Islands in general. You are a representative. You are now a part of that governance, which includes that fairness that is expected from a judiciary. Therefore, you are not the public any longer to voice an opinion out there. If the public want to voice it, OC want to voice it, even me, I need to be extremely careful because I'm a former member of parliament. OC was never part of that. Well, he was civil servant, so he was under the administration as well. So he got to be careful too. But you pick up someone else out there and they voice an opinion, and if it is not defamatory or anything like that, then it goes without saying. But when you, OC and I, start encouraging people to do a particular thing because there is a case before that judiciary, we run the risk of contempt of parliament and sub judice because we're trying to influence the outcome. That's the only reason we say it. We want a positive outcome. Therefore, you said, how would the judiciary know what the public thinking? The judiciary job is to run this thing. Yeah, they consider the public interest, but they can't consider the public opinion, but they must do it based on law and fairness. And if we try to influence that, we are stepping over the line. My father told me once, when I was driving, learned to drive, stay between the white lines, never cross that yellow line. And if we encroach on that yellow line, something is coming down that is going to stop us. We got influence an accident, we got influence something that is on the other side. That is my only position. That is my position. You notice I don't say anything that out of court. I stay away from that because of my position of being former member of parliament. I have a case. You remember the NCC that they took me off of? Don't think that's finished, but I'm waiting to see how much money that this government paid those lawyers for lawyer fees for the two that carried cabinet to court. I'm waiting for that, but I want a decision to be made. Once that decision has been made, then I can do what I have to do. But I'm not influencing it. I'm not trying to influence it. You run the risk. We all run the risk. Every one of us run that risk. And my concern is I'm fearful of it.
Gentlemen, I'm going to allow one more supplementary. But we're going to take a commercial break first, and when we return, we will have one more intervention. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and our car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
K-Fest 2026 is in full swing, celebrating poetry, film, dance, concerts, visual arts, and so much more. Follow Cayman Culture Socials to see it all. It all culminates on Saturday, March 21st with Red Sky at Night, happening at the Harkwell Theatre grounds, featuring local art, crafts, live music, dance, storytelling, interactive activities, and more. It's an event for the whole family. Pre-sale tickets are just $10 adults and $5 for children. Visit ticketsplus.ky to secure yours today. Red Sky at Night, the grand finale at K-Fest 2026.
Sponsored by Ministry of Culture, Camana Bay, Coca-Cola, Webster's Tours, What's On, and Radio Cayman.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. For those of you who are just joining us, we have a three-way conversation taking place between your host, Mr. Ard McLean, former Member of Parliament, former Minister, and current Member of Parliament and Deputy Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Kenneth Bryan as well. Folks, this is a very academic discussion, academic topic. I am sure that there are authorities out there, written authorities in relation to this whole thing, and I will do my best to do some more research on it because it is extremely important. What a pity I didn't have Dr. McFeel in the studio with me this morning, as well. One of our listeners has written and said, is Mr. Arden right that the Honourable Kenneth does not have a right to public opinion outside of Parliament? The person goes on to say, I thought he would have the same rights as the public. They go on to write, of course, Honourable Kenneth has more influence than John Doe public, but he still has the right. I think Mr. Arden has had a point, but it is more from an old school political stand, or is it just the old school respect of standards? They go on to say, very interesting debate. Kudos to you for facilitating, and I'm sure you are enjoying this very much like the rest of us. And then they go on to say, I think Honourable Kenneth points are great as well. So, gentlemen, this is one of those discussions that we could have, or maybe UCCI or something, can put on a debate, or Parliament do a debate, a mock debate in relation to something like this.
See, Kenneth, just to go a little further. Yes, Kenneth, and every member of Parliament has a right to public opinion, but not when there's something that has been done in Parliament and it's before court. A law that he did, Kenneth did it, it wasn't any Joe Blow did that, He was involved in that. He voted for that. The members of Parliament voted for that. Now they have no position if it goes to court. They have no position They cannot take a position. And Kennedy, no. One of the things I did when I was there, and I can give two examples.
Very quickly, because we remember
Okay.
now, this was his turn to rebut.
Yeah. McKeever got hold of a confidential letter from that was sent by the lawyers, the Cayman Airways lawyers at Cayman Airways. And the speaker ruled that he couldn't read it on the floor. You can't stop him. If it's confidential, then he shouldn't have it. Anything to get the members to get their job done, you are restricted to them doing it. Then the other one, a lady wrote the speaker to have part of my debate redacted. And I brought a motion of contempt of Parliament. She cannot influence me on what is, in my opinion, the best interest of my people, just like you can. You get up on that floor and you debate what you want for your people. And anyone who tries to influence you, and there's numerous cases of it, especially in England, where people try to influence, and it's in the standing orders, people tries to influence the members of Parliament, and they get in contempt of Parliament, and they can go to prison.
Okay. Mr. Brian?
Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead, Kenneth.
Sorry. I had you on mute. There.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay.
I want to first off say thank you again, Mr. McLean. As you know, I have the utmost respect for you, and that will never change. But I think you said that, my opinion and my personal viewpoint as a Caymanian voter myself ceased to exist after becoming a member of Parliament. I don't agree with that, but if I was to accept that, the voice of the people of Georgetown Central translates through me, and that voice will never go away. And if my people want me to stand on their behalf on a particular topic, I will do so to the very end. And with that being said, I'm always prepared to be corrected by those with deeper legal experience. But I firmly believe that the ultimate test of any system of governance is the ability to remain relevant to the people that it serves. Systems are not static monuments. And so we have to remember that in this conversation. They're established to meet specific societal needs at a specific point in our history. However, as time evolves, our society changes, our technology advances, our expectations for transparency grows, and we must be willing to do the stress test on these conventions, including the rules governing public commentary on judge matters, to ensure that they're still operating for the purpose that they were originally set out for. In an era of professional judges and the high information public needs, the old walls of silence may no longer serve the purpose upon which it was created back in a time when the law was created with no internet, I wouldn't say no internet, could have been some internet, but no social media and no high demand for public transparency and discussion. I am happy that we're having this conversation today. At the very least, if there's an outcome of public education and for higher authority to make a decision on whether this is relevant today or not, then at least we still got that. But we have to talk about it. I need to know what I'm going to tell my people when they say, oh, Kenneth, I need you to voice this. When a constituent from Georgetown Central, whose livelihoods depend on that location, do I say to that person, no, I'm sorry, I can't stand for you. I know you voted for me, but I can't say anything. I need to know what the position is because I don't agree with that position. They set me here to be their voice, and I will continue to do so. Now I'm happy to be corrected by the judicial system, but in an era like today, I don't think is as relevant as it once was. And I think maybe there should be a ruling on that in itself.
Okay, we're going to have the mover of the motion give this final reply.
Okay, OC. Kenneth, I totally support your view. That is your job to represent your people. However, I didn't say that your opinion stops when you go to Parliament. What I am saying is, Kenneth, once you have done your job, remember I Ezra and I were the two who brought it to the attention of Joey Hugh, and we proposed a compulsory acquisition to it. I remember that. Now,
Yes, sir.
once that has been done, you have fulfilled your responsibility to your constituents. All you did the other day, you brought a motion, McKeever brought a motion, now you all are enforcing that, whatever the case may be, or putting that in place. And I am very proud of you all for doing that, because I believe it should be acquired by compulsory acquisition also. I firmly believe that, okay? Because as a kid, as an adolescent, I used to go down there with my father when he was driving his truck, and I saw people there cleaning fish too, okay? Whether they're fishmongers or not, I don't care. There were people there with fish, and that's what it was. And that's why Ezra and I moved that we do it through compulsory acquisition. Because they reported to Parliament that they had tried to engage it, and there was no engagement. So we said, take it by compulsory acquisition in the public interest. I see somebody talking about it's done for building buildings and roads. It's done for anything, okay? Now, Kenneth, I support your view that you have an opinion. But I am saying once you have made a decision in the governance of this country, and there is an aggrieved person who takes you to court, you cannot try to influence what a court can do, because the court does not influence you. I'm not trying to take anything from you, Kenneth, but you can explain to your people in a manner, you're smart enough. I've always said the people in the opposition got brain too, you know. You are smart enough to explain. That's why I put so much on my committees when our minister, Oleg Ralston, he will count on. I know count on. I needed him. Mm-hmm. What do you think people put you there for? But to use that grey matter between your ears. Mm-hmm. That's what they put you there for. And but once you are a part of that decision making, you gotta be careful of how far you encroach on the influence. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And your social media was your social media thing that I received this morning is right, in my view, right on the line, and look like you're leaning like a lean ship over the line, okay? Your foot still firmly on the other side, but be careful. That's all.
Final comment from Mr. Bryan.
Thank you so much, Mr. McLean. And as I said, I always thank you for your opinion. I'll be happy to see if Dr. Steve Maxfield would give us some legal interpretation at a later date as to the conflict of the people's voice through the democratic process. Remember, I am not Kenneth. I am the voice of the people.
Yeah, we lost. There he's back.
I don't know how we would resolve this constitutional ambiguity or conflict whereby if I am seen as a voice on behalf of my constituents, how can their voice be silenced? And how are you going to order that to stop speaking? I understand the separation of powers, but there has to be context put in place. For one, again, I repeat, I'm in opposition. I have no influence over the executive. Secondly, everything that I've said has been said before. And for me to encourage my people to say their viewpoints publicly, there's nothing wrong with that. I have not incited anything else other than to stand firm on what you believe in, if you believe that. Matter of fact, I also encourage persons, if they believe in the opposite, to voice their opinions, because that also has to be considered. And if that is seen to be wrong in today's day, I am worried about our governance model. So that's my position. I'm happy to always be corrected. And Mr. Connor, I really thank you so much for facilitating this, because this is the type of learning exercises that we have to do, grow, amend, and evolve as a society educationally as to how we are governed. And I will continue to do my job on behalf of my people of Georgetown Central. God bless you both. Have a wonderful Monday afternoon.
Thank you very much to both gentlemen for such an enlightening as well as educational discussion there as well. And one question that is being asked is whether or not one part of this has to do with convention and part of it may have to do with the law itself. I must say, and I'll share this with you very quickly, in our standing orders, matters sub judice says subject always to the discretion of the presiding officer and to the right of the House to legislate, a member shall not raise or pursue any matter which relates to active proceedings until the matter is ended by judgment or discontinuance unless the presiding officer is satisfied. A, the matter is clearly related to a matter of general public importance or a ministerial decision is in question. B, the matter does not relate to a case that is awaiting or under adjudication, particularly those matters before a jury. And C, the member does not, in his or her comments, create a real and substantial danger of prejudice, to the fair determination of a matter. And it goes on to say, a member, by alleging that a matter is sub judice, shall be confirming to the House that paragraph 1 is applicable and shall accept responsibility for so advising the House. These are matters within our Parliament, not outside of our Parliament. So what is outside? What happens outside of Parliament? Is it convention or is it law? Folks, we're going to take our last commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Babe, not tonight. You keep poking me and I need to be rested for meetings tomorrow.
What? I was almost asleep. That's the mattress spring I keep telling you about, not me. We really need to get a new mattress.
Tossing and turning, back hurting, can't sleep? It might be time to turn in your old mattress and go to bed with a new one. Browse the huge mattress showroom at Brand Source Home Gallery and pick the perfect mattress today. With mattresses to suit every budget, Brand Source Home Gallery stocks a wide selection of sizes and styles like pillow top and gel memory foam. So stop tossing and turning and sleep better tonight with a new mattress from Brand Source Home Gallery, Dawson Drive, Industrial Park.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
My earliest recollection when I was in high school is looking forward to Saturday mornings. Radio K-Man had my favorite show, the Top 15 Countdown. It was then hosted by Lomax Rankin and sponsored by Funky Tanks. A couple years later, I got a job there. I was able to host that same show all by myself. It will be a countdown of the 15 best-selling records on the island, one by one, till we get to the top. Those were the good old vinyl days. This is Alfred T.A., Radio Cayman. Want to wish you a happy 50th anniversary and keep on jamming till infinity and beyond.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. I have a few comments that I will share with you from the show. But first, we have birthday greeting. It's 2 days late, but her birthday was on Saturday, so we'd like to send special birthday greetings to our big sister, Lorna Medina Nee Banks, who celebrated her 80th birthday on Saturday the 14th. Love and blessings from her siblings, Alson, Claudia, Francia, Marcia, and Lenicia. We thank God for allowing her to reach this milestone. So happy belated birthday to Miss Lorna Medina. Anita. Okay, and advance birthday greetings to Miss Anita Khan here at Radio Cayman as well. She will be celebrating her birthday soon. So let's see some of the things. Now, this person says under Section 11 of the Constitution, everyone has freedom of expression so long as the speech does not adversely affect the authority and independence of the courts. And I would say that in Mr. Bryan's argument in this case is this is before judges, not a jury. So those judges should not be influenced in any way, should basically be addressing the issue from a legal standpoint. Can't say that we can say the same thing about the U.S. Supreme Court, but that's another matter, folks. Here's another one. It says, oh yes, fair point from Arden, and I forgot that the position / seeking the taking of land was brought by Honorable Julie and Kenneth in their previous government. Wisdom prevails. Let's make the judge do their job. And if they want the public quieted, then let them issue a gag order as was mentioned. I want to thank that writer for that. Here's another one. Morning, OC. I hope you could call Dr. Steve for the legal opinion on this. I certainly will talk to him and try to get him on here as quickly as I can. As you know, we've been busy, with having interviews and everything. So that is why Dr. McPhail hasn't been on here for a while with us. And I think that was all. But extremely meaningful discussion with Mr. McLean and Mr. Bryan this morning. And we hope and we trust, I hope and trust that our listening and viewing audience were able to garner, as much as possible from that discussion as well. Have about 8 minutes to go before we close off, checking all of the WhatsApp messages to make sure that we haven't missed anyone. And want to look at an article? No. I have two options here. I'm going to encourage you. Go on to the Cayman Compass's website. There's an article there talking about recruitment patterns reshaping Cayman's workforce, and it talks about the various nationalities now dominating the workforce in Cayman. So you may want to read that. Had another person who sent in something about the deputy governor and referring to the fact that we have had persons non-generational Caymanians also acting as deputy governor. Here's something that I was thinking about over the weekend as well. And we don't have it here in Cayman, but again, something that we may want to look at. There was a time in Bermuda where the cabinet secretary was also the head of the civil service. Well, first of all, Bermuda has a deputy governor, but their deputy governor is appointed through the UK. So it's never the deputy governor position in Bermuda has never been, to my knowledge, never been held by a Bermudian because of the relationship that they have there. The governor's office is located in the governor's residence, which is separate and apart from their parliament. Governor only goes down to parliament when the throne speech is given or any other point when they may be invited. Their governor does not preside over cabinet either. So their deputy governor, that decision is made by the UK in terms of who is appointed. It is my opinion, I have no way of proving it, but it is my opinion that at the end of the day, the final decision as to who becomes deputy governor in the Cayman Islands, and also in recognition of the fact that our constitution says that it must be deputy governor must be Caymanian, that final decision is going to be made by the UK, because bear in mind that the deputy governor, when acting as governor, is speaking and acting on behalf of the United Kingdom. So maybe we should look at a different arrangement. You have a deputy governor and you have someone who is the head of the civil service, like a cabinet secretary or otherwise. That's what Bermuda did. It was a compromise because you had two Bermudans vying for the job of cabinet secretary, and they decided to split it up, and they made one position cabinet secretary, one position one position head of the civil service. So that may be one of the arrangements that further down the line we may want to look at. We have a tendency to be caught up in our old ways and not want to change things. That may be the case. Ms. Susan, we have a caller? There's no caller. I thought you were signaling me. There's a caller. So that may be an arrangement to be looked at as well. But we expect that in a couple of weeks, we will have an announcement in terms of who will be our new deputy governor. Okay, someone sent this and said protester culture, the video of Mr. Bryan. A person said, did you read the article in the Compass about the submarine that is operating without a safety certificate and that they were given an exemption to still operate? How does that make any sense? I saw the article. I didn't read it, but it'll be interesting, to read it and see exactly, what transpired as far as that is concerned. Looking to see. This here is pretty long. Wanted to raise a concern in the Grand Hyatt Rock Wall that is currently under construction. This person says, I wanted to raise a concern on the Grand Hyatt's rock wall that is currently under construction. It appears really unsafe, and I can see signs of the wall integrity appearing to be compromised, and you will notice that it is buckling under the pressure. If the wall stability is further compromised, it may give way and fall on passing pedestrians or vehicles. The only thing holding that large wall together is some chicken wire. This is the wall across from Old Marion Center by KFC in town. Please drive by there and take a look. But planning or NRA need to go there and see this high-risk structure. This is a public warning. I'm also writing the National Roads Authority separately for comments or to let them know about it as well. And I want to thank that writer for that. I believe we had a call coming in, but unfortunately we have reached that time of the morning as well. I want to thank all of you who listened in to the show this morning. Thank all of you who called in or wrote your comments as well. I want to thank Mr. McLean and MP Mr. Kenneth Bryan as well for that very insightful discussion that we had on air. I want to remind you, folks, that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I implore you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Mr. Charles Glidden Shallow at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
This is the People's Radio Station.